So hello guys.
Yes, hello everyone. Looks like we are live on YouTube. So welcome. When you're here, say hello. Ariana Gasparetto. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong.
Ariana, hello. Ariana participated in my recent staging in Rome. So Ariana, thank you for coming.
Excellent.
Yes.
And Nora is here. Hello, Nora.
Nora, hello.
Where is Ariana from?
Ariana is from Italy, from Rome.
Italy, and then Nora is from Peru. So we've got
Nora, thank you so much for following my Dueling Duets. Nora was doing my Dueling Duet in the group of this. Yes.
Oh, excellent.
So cool.
Isn't that amazing? Like the way that we can just continue to connect with people all over the world. I mean, there's people that I've never actually physically met in person, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're old friends.
Yes. Absolutely, but I'm thinking that it's dance definitely, but also modern technologies are so cool in this case. So
absolutely. And Anu is here. They say everything looks good and sounds good. So excellent. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our introduction of our newest, latest, and greatest FcbdU instructor. And before I give a total introduction, I just want to introduce you to what the heck is FcbdU. And I'm Deanna, by the way. Who am I? Why are we here? All of the great things. So welcome. My name is Deanna. I'm the founder and director here at FcbdU, FatChanceBellyDance University. And we offer a variety of classes, tutorials, workshops, instruction, all related to Fat Chance Belly Dance style. We have, as of this week, we have 22 instructors from 11 different countries. And we have so far through this week, which is our 3-year anniversary, we have had 26,420 classes completed on our school. Is that not amazing?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
All of the learning and growth and like dancing and everything that's happened over the last 3 years. So very, very excited to offer that.
Huge. Congratulations for everybody, for you, Diana, for all your work and for all of everybody who participate in it. It's really huge job, huge community, and it's so cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited. I actually was writing this morning for our newsletter tomorrow where I'll share more information about our anniversary. So yes, and so one of the things that when I first started FcbdU is I wanted a place that we could all have one space that we knew we could go to whenever we had a question or we wanted to learn something new or we wanted to find a new instructor that we hadn't learned from before. As somebody that is like a strict technique nerd, I would often get questions from people that say, oh, well, I thought I had learned it like this. Oh, did this happen? And I thought we really need like one place that everybody knows, hey, I can go right there, any point, anytime and get the answers. And also it was, right at the pandemic. And I thought this is going to be great to connect people all together and have classes when they can't take classes in person. And also one of my biggest purposes for doing this was I really wanted to introduce the world to amazing dancers and amazing instructors that I knew were fantastic, but the rest of the world didn't really know about them, or maybe they were really popular in one area of the world. As somebody who could not get hired for workshops and had to host myself and create my own workshops where I was the host and I was the producer and I was the teacher, and open my own online classes. I mean, that's how I had to get my name out there for people to see like, hey, I'm gonna offer too. And I was like, it shouldn't be this hard for everybody else to learn how to find these amazing people. Like the US didn't know about Kelly, Europe didn't know about Liz, Lacey wasn't out there in our community. And I'm just really, really excited. And so part of that also is bringing on new instructors that I've wanted to bring on for a while. And that includes our newest instructor here at FcbdU, Taisa. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much for inviting. It's such an honor, such a pleasure, such an inspiration to be invited and to join this community. Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. And we first met in 2011.
Yes.
Yes.
When you were organizer of,
Again, I was organizing.
You were organizer, yes, of general skills and teacher training.
Yes. So Taisa came and we were doing general skills and teacher training in Birmingham, Alabama. And you're from the Ukraine, which we'll talk a little bit about, like where you're from and what you're doing. But I know we had to work together to get like visa and proof of what you were doing and like all of these things. And so I got to know you through that. And then when you came, we were just like instantly like, oh my gosh, instant love, right? And so I've just really enjoyed watching you continue on your path over the last 12 years and have loved all of your staging projects and everything that you've been doing over the last 6 to 8 years. I'm really, 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 really excited to bring you as part of our dream team, as you will. I know that you use that term in your—
Yes, I love this term so much.
Yes. Yeah. So if you can tell us a little bit, I would love to know a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you love, and then also a little bit about how you found this dance style. And I know that you dance some other styles as well. So just a little bit about you and your background and your dance background.
Yes, thank you. I will be happy to share with you. So I'm Taisa. I'm from Ukraine, from Kyiv, and my stage name is Taisa Surya because I choose this name, just Surya, for my dance group because Surya is a sun in Sanskrit, and I relate myself to the sun so much when I was choosing the name of a dance group. And Ja is a tribe, so like tribe of sun. And I started from belly dancing in 2006, and then I discovered tribal, and I fell in love with this style so much. And I can say that later, when I started to discover the history and how tribal appeared and actually was created, I would say that why it was created is the reason why I loved it so much, because I really loved the moves very much, but I didn't so much was fond of Arabic music and this like floor or like vibe of idea of girls dancing in garems, you know, like I wanted to be a free, independent, strong woman. And also this music choice and style choice that you can make is so attractive. So it's a huge freedom of creativity. And I got to the workshops to Ukraine. One of my friends, and she's Marina Zuya, also took workshops of tribal with her, and she invited dancers from United States. And one of them, Irina Komarovskaya, gave a workshop about ATS back then, was named. And so she said that she is not too much specializing in it, but she showed us the basics. And I loved this idea of group improvisation very much. And I started to study by the discs, YouTube, and I started to teach it immediately, knowing almost nothing. So I was almost simultaneously learning myself and learning my students. So before each class, I literally was turning on CD or YouTube and like, how do I do this? How do I do this? So like, okay, million times all of them. So to come and to study something to my students, you know, to teach them. And actually, like here, I will probably do a little spin, because very often when I became a teacher and invited teacher, a lot of more new coming dancers started to ask me, so where then I actually can start teaching, you know, and I can say, I had started to teach almost simultaneously with the moment I started to dance. Maybe it's not the best option, but it works, you know, like it's also possible. And so I got really in love with FatChanceBellyDance style, but I'm still doing both fusion and FatChanceBellyDance and style, like I would say 50-50, sometimes fusion more, sometimes the FatChanceBellyDance style more. And then, like, it was New Year, after New Year, and I got, oh, Carolina is coming to Europe. I should join this group. It's Birmingham. It's so close. I don't have to. All was booked already, and I wrote to organizer, like, can you squeeze me in, because I don't I want to go closer. And the organizer was so nice and sweet. And later appeared that it was you and said that, yes, you surely can come, but we are not in Birmingham, United Kingdom. We are in Birmingham, Alabama. So do you still want to come? It was really so funny. So how I get to Carolina's workshop in Deviani's studio, and it is such a precious experience in my life, and I really love tribal because it's so much bring people together. And so since then I continue to do it, and really love it more and more and more and more all the time. Like, as this love becomes only bigger. Do you agree?
It's true. The love becomes only bigger. Absolutely. I was writing in my for my newsletter for tomorrow, and I'll share a little bit here, but one of the things was just, thanking various people for how this even came about. And one of them was, I'm not going to cry, but just thanking my teacher, thanking Mega for lighting this, what did I say? Like inextinguishable flame within me for this dance. It's like, it just doesn't go out. I'm so happy about that, but it just keeps burning, and then sometimes something will like fuel it and it just burns even more, and I just get even more excited. But yeah, it just keeps going. So.
Yeah, that's true. And actually for me, staging projects is one of, when I discovered this format, I loved it so much that when you said about this fire, that it keeps going and become even bigger. So for me, stagings, creating performances and creating the staging projects become like a huge firewood for this fire, really very, very powerful, because I started with belly dancing. And for me, the main point always was to share it, to bring it to the stage, to perform with it, not to do it, like, I don't know, but in Ukrainian we say about writers, for instance, that they are writing into the table. So they are creating something, but they don't show it to the world. So they are on different reasons, but I never wanted to dance in a table, in this, I don't know this word, what you have in a table when you hide it there. So I always wanted to share with audience, with the world, with other people, to show myself, to inspire others. So, and creating performances is the essence of this process. So you create a performance that you can share on the stage. And that is why I love it so much. Because for me, the most inspiring was dancing and performing and being on the stage.
Yeah.
So, and also when I see, for instance, I have a very big experience in teaching because I'm leading my group since end of 2006. And I have a lot of girls who came to me and they even, for instance, didn't have an experience of doing a makeup or never ever wear skirts before. And when they got prepared, it was like a first ball, they saw themselves in these skirts and this makeup and these flowers, and they were like, oh, like Cinderella, this outfit. And I saw this magic happening to them. And so for me, it was about this, about not showing up like I'm the best girl in the world, but this more inner transformation that was coming with a performing and with coming on stage. Do you know what I mean? I hope I put
Absolutely. No, I understand completely. And of course, in the audience, with anybody watching, if you have questions or you want to elaborate on something, like that's why we're here. I want you to meet Taisa and like how passionate she is and how much she has to offer.
Yes.
And I'm so excited about the staging project, which I know we're going to talk about shortly. So I feel like in our style, there's kind of like these two areas of performance. So one of them would be where I used to think that that was the only place I wanted to live, which was like, pick some songs, show up and dance, there's a theme, right? Okay, we're going to do a more maybe a more Indian inspired set, which we always did in Devyani. So
Yes,
something for this
yes.
costume, you know, and with this music, and so there was a theme like that, but we never really kind of stepped outside of that box until then Carolina started having shows like Devotion, and there was a theme, and all of a sudden, like the very first Devotion, we showed up to this theme and we practically did the same thing as Fat Chance. Because we were just like on the same wavelength, you know, our teachers were so similar. And so we thought, okay, we have to do something completely different next year. So we had the theme, but we had to make sure that we kind of pushed to the edge of what we would normally do enough that we were different than the other groups that were performing, you know. So this is where
Yes.
we would, you know, maybe wear our veils a little different, or use a basket a little differently, or, you know, something like this. So the Devotion shows actually turned me on to loving staging group performances even more than I did, because it almost like forced me to be more creative within the structure of what we have. You know what I mean? It pushed me to examine things a little bit more and think about things a little bit more. And yeah, and so I'm just really, really grateful that you have taken all of this knowledge that you have and created this step-by-step course that's so nurturing to each person. I've watched, of course, the first couple. I know that you're getting me the rest of them, and so we've got this release. But even just watching the very first one, I felt so supported in this endeavor, and I was just like, I cannot wait for everybody to go through this experience and get inspired and motivated by what you are offering in this course. So I'm absolutely thrilled.
So much for your words, because I can say, because you're so experienced dancer and you're a creator of this platform, and you took so many live classes and you saw so many videos. So to hear these words from you is very, very precious. And I really put all my knowledge in this course. And I can say that the moment I did my first staging, I hardly knew like 10% of all this information that I put in a course now. So it's like 10 plus 90% more. And on top of that, even that information that I had from the very beginning, it was some pieces of information from here and there, you know, like some islands in a big ocean. But here now I systematized it. So it's a solid system. It's a like step-by-step plan, or like map, or guide, toolbox, whatever you can call it. So it's everything in there. Definitely each one of us should make this path also. Only knowledge is not enough for anything. Like knowing yoga doesn't help. You need to practice it to get results. But this is absolutely all knowledge the one needs to start scratch. So everybody will benefit from this course. Like beginners would get the whole information, like objective information, all knowledge that is needed to start doing this and to understand what to do. And pro dancers will receive structure, you know, like when we were discussing in advance about our interview and these questions sent me, there is a question, what difficulties there are, may have people creating group performances, whether it is with live group, with live regular group, or it is a staging project that is done online. So course will work for both these cases. And like, so these difficulties, they can vary depending on people, because we are all unique, and it's like each of us can have very unique difficulties. Still, pro, as a rule, have difficulties about structure and system, because person may already have this experience of creating staging projects and group performances, but it can be pretty kind of a mess. So person, it's like for me, what works very good is like metaphor of wardrobe. So you can have everything inside there, but if it's in a mess like this and everything is squeezed and you don't know where it is situated, you will be suffering each morning when you try to make yourself to go out. But it is there, but you still can't make a profit out of it. So what course gives, it gives step-by-step system. So even people who know it and even people who have this experience of doing it by themselves, they will definitely benefit just because they will get super organized system where everything is on its shelf as well. So, and it really, so just being able to do it, it doesn't mean that somebody has a system. And so a lot of very, very creative people with a huge experience, they are still suffering because they don't know what to catch up with first, and what to start with, or burning deadlines, or not understanding this step by step, or what should I do next. So here you have it all, going step by step. So this is
yeah. I mean, that's so true. Somebody could have a really great idea, but unless you understand how to execute the idea, you never get to put it out in the world. And so, yeah.
Definitely.
I love that explanation.
And also what you already mentioned about inventing something new, because very often the FatChanceBellyDance style, I love it with all my heart. At the same time, we have some pretty objective moments. So we have a set number of moves, which we repeat. Yeah, so we have all the same moves. And costume can be different, but still can be pretty same. And the music can be different, but sometimes it's like some Helm kind of music, yes, for instance. So it really can be an issue to step out and to differ yourself from other dancing groups and other performances. And what issues can be with experience, like difficulties can experienced dancers, is to be afraid not to overcome themselves, not to do something new, to repeat the same. Mm-hmm. And also in this course, I'm talking about creating the concept of performance. So performance would go beyond just very basic things that we have in FatChanceBellyDance style. And this will definitely make a difference to your performance. So, and I also love it very, very much.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to read some of the comments here that we have.
Yes, please.
Hi, Ariana and Nora and Edie and Russ. And Ariana says, I was so grateful to attend Taisa's performance intensive. She put fire and she's pure fire and manages to create a magical connection and a complete enriching experience. And hi, Jetta. Jetta says, can you please say more about the first couple of parts of the course will look like? Absolutely, we will get there.
Yes, great.
Share. Absolutely.
I am prepared.
Oh, right? Girl, we got you.
We got you. Yes, stay with us. Ariana, thank you so much, and thank you for taking part in this project. I feel myself each time when I'm doing stage and performance. And with my regular students and with workshops, I feel so blessed to have these people around me, these magical dancers who are joining. And I really feel like creating this magic together. So I'm so grateful to everybody for this.
Yeah.
And this is a cool point to create group performances and staging projects. This is the main point. For me, it's one of the main points because it really takes time. I can't say it's easy. It takes work, it takes time, it takes efforts to work on this. So still, it's so much worth it. It pays a million times when you've done it and when you feel this magic, when you feel this connection, when you feel this magic done by you and your team. It really worth it so much. So I really love it. Yeah, I'm really sorry to.
No, please, it's all you.
So I'm really so happy to share this knowledge with people, because so everybody can understand that it's possible. Because to my pity, I know a lot of dancers who share with me that, oh, I would love to create my dance, but I'm so afraid like it will not happen, like it's boring, or I'm not too professional, I'm not good enough. So talking about difficulties which newcomers have, this is newcomers problems mostly, like I'm not good enough, I need to live 1,000 incarnations like a FatChanceBellyDance dancer before I can start doing my group performances, whatever. So I tell you, everybody can do this. When I started do my first group performances, it was like nothing, you know, we did 2 steps right, 2 steps left. It was not FatChanceBellyDance style back then, but like we 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, and we did like this, and this. This was the whole performance. But you should start from something. You can start and become superstar from the very beginning.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Going back to you.
And no, it's true. You have to jump in and start somewhere. And then, like you said, you can't get better just by absorbing the information. Like applying it is going to help you get better and better and better. And I love themes, as many of you, especially if those of you that have taken my classes and my workshops, I love themes because then it gives me a focus of something to like dive into. So even just in a step, like let's say we take a swivel step, for instance, or an Egyptian, it's like, oh, okay, the theme today is accentuating the heart chakra through the anatomical opening of the shoulders. Okay, I can talk 2 hours. You want to do a class on that? So diving a little bit deeper like that. So getting a theme for performance that is, let's say, I don't know, we could just pick something out of the blue and like pulling it, or like the ivy. Okay, we're going to create a performance about how plants reach out toward the sun and grow within their environment. You know, like, whoa, we could just think about the possibilities of that. And then how do you turn that into a dance that actually tells a story? You can, I mean, and that's the beauty, is anything that inspires you, you can use that to create a beautiful staging performance. And there are examples. I know that, and I think we created a commercial, and I know definitely in the introduction for your course, there are examples where you had an idea like the sun or the moon, or even a concept like a specific Ukrainian folk song, right? That was about the moon, and you created a whole performance about this song and this concept. You told the story of the folk dance or the folk song through the dance. And that's absolutely stunning. And that's like really taking performance from, you know, just the standard FatChanceBellyDance performance, which is freaking magical in its own right, but then making something for a stage or for a purpose or for a celebration or for a specific show. So, so wonderful.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your words, and I totally agree. And actually, talking about this performance with the moons, it was in Rome, and Ariana took part in it. So yes, it was very recent one. So it was May 20, so it was like months ago. Yes, I totally agree with you that even like, let's name it regular FatChanceBellyDance style performance, yes, with basic moves to the most like basic moves music to the most basic costume, it's awesome. I love it so much, and it is really wonderful. And at the same time, we have even more options. These more options, they don't make this kind of performance worse. No way. So this kind of performance it has been, and it is now, and it always will be there. So I love it very much. At the same time, we can do something even more, even beyond that. We can add some more spices to our taste, or we can follow this basic idea, and it's also fine. But if you want to add this spice, so in the course, on the second part, I give so much information about this concept and about examples and how you can work on it and how these ideas come. Actually, there is no magical secret and one magical like pillow how to create art, because if somebody would have it, it would be a biggest startup in the world probably. But I share a lot of advices how it comes to me, and you can really, I can tell that on one hand, when we have no limitations, it seems to be so, oh, I can do whatever. So it's so simple. I can pick whatever. But still, when we can sit and don't know what to do because we have
That's
so many options.
That's my
because
problem.
I give me 5 because actually it's a problem of all creative people because there is so much you can do that you don't know what to do. But when we narrow it, and when, as you said, when we focus on something, we say, oh, so now I know clearly what to do. And so topic helps. And also what topic is so great about, and Ariana, if you're here, I would love if you share your emotions about this. Oh, I'm sorry. It would be also very nice because topic also helps to make your team more involved.
Yeah.
You know, because when people, I got this response from participants of my in my regular dance group and in my stagings, that when I bring them this idea of something beyond just dance, they become, because all people who are dancing, they are also artistic people. They also long for this depth, you know, for this meaning, for this idea. So if you have this idea, if you create this idea in your mind, if you bring it to other people, if you discuss it with them, if they share it and if they like it, they become so much more involved and inspired, you know, and dedicated to the project. And it is so important. And in the 5th lesson, we will talk about working with a team, and I share a lot about my coaching experience. So we are talking about group dance. You can invent whatever, but if people don't want to dance it, and if they don't feel like, and if they're not inspired, you can't create a group dance on your own, you know?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
On your own, you can be just a perfect soloist, but you can't create a group dance. And so I know also, like some teachers, they shared with me, and also it is everything that I talk about, it is both about regular groups and also staging projects as a workshops that they've had. So everything works pretty much the same. Definitely there are differences, and I discuss it in the 1st lesson, but a lot of things work pretty much the same. And so I have a lot of teachers who were sharing with me that they have issues with involving their students. So students are like not doing in time, or they are late, or they are not that interested, or skip, like any issues, you know, or not responding to requests, like whatever. So especially if you prepare online for the staging project, and you have to control the process somehow. You have only possibility to chat and to exchange photos, you know, and you can't order these people to do it because they paid you money. So you can't order them. They are not your employees. They are your dream team, and you should find this magic approach, how you can really keep them involved so they would like to do it. Because it's impossible to do without this. And coming to the topic of performance, when you have this topic, when you have this concept, people really start feel it very deep, and they became much more interested in the process.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
It really helps this magic to create.
And I love that you have that. And I want to talk about your coaching too, after we talk about the kind of the steps of the course. But I love that it's a matter of inspiring. Like, not only do you have this idea, that now you have to figure out how to implement it and to get it going and all the aspects about it, but then how do you inspire your fellow dancers to be as passionate about it as you are, you know, or at least enough that it comes out to be a really great performance. So how do you find and communicate that North Star, you know, that focus, that like, and then inspire people to go on the journey with you of creating this?
Yeah, this is very important topic, because, and you can't overestimate it, the importance of this, because it's really a group. It's really a team that makes this magic happen. because you can invent whatever on your own, and you can be the only one who is excited about this, and then you bring it to your group, like, we will do this, we will do that, and they're like, oh, I don't know, I don't feel like, so why should I do this? So,
how much time is this going to take?
yes. Maybe next year, so and this is like curtain of like the end of all this fantastic idea that you or somebody may have. And so to me, now I will share the biggest secret now with you guys. Thank you for watching this live, and especially for you. The main secret is that you should create everything that you create as a group performance, whatever your regular group or your staging project, for your team. So definitely we want to create what we like. Yeah, so we create it for us because we are creators. We should also benefit from this. And we create it for the audience, but like the main people who you create it for, like definitely every person can have their own approach, but I share mine. So I created firstly for the people who trusted me and who came to my workshop, who decided to take my workshop. So, and that is why, like, there are some moments that I like. It's a very narrow edge and the balance of what I discuss with the group and what not, because if to discuss just everything, it lasts forever, to confirm everything. But the main points, like I always discuss with my group. So I gave them an idea and I waited for the feedback, if they like it and what they think about it. Because like, I not expect that just because I'm a teacher, I will give them whatever. And they will say, oh, thank you, Taisa, finally, we got this message from above. I'm so happy to dance it just because you gave me. I hate the topic, but just because you gave it to me, I will dance it. I hate the costume, I hate the music, so I don't expect it, because like I can consider myself as a participant of a stage. I also want that my mind would matter, that it would be created for me, but not for the ego of teacher. Like, I'm exaggerating the topic, and I never had this experience, but just to be clear about the point.
Yeah.
Do I put it?
Yeah, I think so. So I think what I'm hearing is a big part of creating a staging performance is to think about the people that are creating it with you, so that it's a true group creation, and it's not just the ego of the teacher being passed down.
Yes.
You're going to do this because this is what I want to do, kind of a thing, because you need the buy-in. I mean, just like, yeah, you if you want it to be successful, everybody has to have that energy put into it of like, yes, this is going to be exciting and successful, and I want to be a part of this. And if they're just kind of like, meh, then you're not going to get their full passion and their full love for it.
Yes, and also like people, even and this what creates dream team. This what creates dream, because I think that as a coach and actually as a person, I want to create what I want to have in my life.
Yes,
I want to have dream teams. I want to create dream teams. I want to create something together and in a dream team. It sounds so great. Why shouldn't we do something in the dream teams? I think it's the only way it should be, actually. Because and after some of the stagings, I had, like, recently I had a feedback from this, and actually I posted it recently, that one of the girls, and she permitted me to share it, that she had that her experience about participating in the staging was one. So she, it was for the first time in her life that she experienced such a supportive community. Can you imagine that? Like, sometimes people share that, oh, it was so nice that you asked us, because I participated stagings before, but nobody asked us nothing. And how you can be enthusiastic if nobody asks from the teacher. So there is a teacher, and teacher from above gives you something, and you just need to fulfill this demands, you know. So you,
Right.
even if you like the idea, you still will be definitely less excited than if you feel yourself included in the team. That if there would be this work around you, that we are a team. First of all, you should say it, that hello guys, we are a team, you know, so let's do it together. Not you do what I tell you to do, but let's do it together. So like, this is the first, probably, to do this, and only this makes a huge difference. And also, like, this is, we discuss also in the lesson about coaching, and actually it is an advice just for regular life as well. Even if you think about this, that we are a team and it's so great and I'm so grateful, it's not enough that one just think about it. We need to speak it with our words to each other, to devote this time and effort to say it in the words. Because if I just think that, oh, I'm so grateful to these girls and why I should tell, they should understand by themselves. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes we can understand just by vibe, just by some actions, but the most important is to speak it to other people, what you, and not just, oh, you're great, you're fine, but just notice what they are fine about, and notice and tell them that you helped me. Because, for instance, at this Goddesses of Fate staging, where we had threads of life, it was in Vilnius, and one of the girls in Vilnius, she went to the shop, she founded this thread, so Maria, and she gave me one option, then another option, and so on and on. And she spent a lot of time. So thank you so much for helping with the thread. So like, you're the main goddess of fate among all three of you. So kind of this. So, and to wrap this my episode, my long solo speech. Sorry. No. So it's. Also, we will talk about feedback, because a lot of people know, like, seem to know what feedback is, but actually me, until I got to coaching education, actually I never had an idea. So, and to give people supportive feedback is such an important thing for dancers, for teaching, for creating group work, and for regular life as well. So, and we will talk about it in fifth lesson, because it's a very deep and important topic. So
yes.
This is it.
No, I love that. And I'm looking at the comments. Hi, Jetta, speaking of dream team. Hi, Lena. And Jetta says, teamwork. Hello. Yes, I love this. And I mean, that's the essence of that's the essence of this style of dance too, which is why I'm drawn to it, right? It's like, you want to be a part of something greater. If I just wanted to show up and like, here's a choreography, everybody learn it, you've got until Friday, like that's not appealing to me. Like, I want to be a part of something and create together. Yes. And so I thought that would bring us into a really great time to just talk a little bit about what are some of the main topics of what you'll be covering in your course. So I have the course description here. The course releases lesson 1 releases tomorrow. So this is a 6-lesson course. And I know and we're doing a lesson each week for the next 6 weeks. Then we talked a lot about this. Do we want to do it like once every month, or once every 2 weeks, or once a day? So we talked a lot about it. And correct me if I'm wrong, Taisa, because I know we talked a lot, but the once a week was for a few reasons. We wanted the momentum. We wanted you to keep it going. And the information that you learned in the first week, we want you to continue to remember that as you go into the second week. And we want you to keep learning and having that momentum. And we wanted you to have enough time to use this information for something that's coming up later, which we'll talk about towards the end. I don't want to give it all away yet. I want to really focus on the course. So how to stage your group performance has 6 lessons and will be useful to dancers of any level from beginning to pro. Taisa will share her experience in teaching dance, creating dance projects, coaching, and running social media. After completing this course, you will have a complete understanding of a lot of the information and you'll have a complete understanding, a lot of information, and a lot of inspiration. You'll know how to Choose an idea for your stage dance project, choose the music, choose the moves for the music, create an overall dance design, create costumes, create a concept of your performance that would go beyond just a sequence of moves. She's going to share her wide experience of how to create staging projects for big events and festivals, including working long distance with groups online and presenting live at the event. So you can do all of the preparations online and then just have a couple of hours of live rehearsal to bring it to a big stage for a performance right away, even if you've never danced with anybody that you're dancing with. Also, Taisa will share her coaching experience, which is super helpful in getting your team together, keeping them involved, and keeping them inspired. So we're really, really thrilled about offering this course to FcbdU. And I know that like I was reading this and I was like, but it's so much more than that. It's like if we just had to put bullet points, here's where it is. But even just the introduction is really kind of a little more vast overall view of what you're going to get out of the course. And it already gets you thinking about like, oh yeah, I really want to learn more about that. What's interesting is I know a lot of us as Fat Chance Belly Dance style dancers have taken classes or workshops on like how to create a performance. We talk about the theme of the performance and the songs and how the songs kind of go together, as at least with, are they from the same genre, or does it go with the theme of what you created? But the interesting thing, I'm sure there's a word for this in some language that I just don't know, but the concept of not knowing what you don't know.
Yes.
Oh, I know it all. It's like, but how do you know that you know it all if you don't know it all, So just listening to the courses so far, I'm really, really inspired by like, oh yeah. And some of it we just take for granted, like, oh, I just thought that was an obvious thing. How do you communicate that to the people that you're dancing with? Because that might not be an obvious thing for a lot of people. So yeah, I'm really, really, really thrilled about this. And like I said, the way that you offer this to be so motivational and inspirational, and like you can,
because I love it so much.
You've got this. I just feel like you're my cheerleader, like cheering me on through the process. So can you tell, and a lot of that is a lot from your coaching experience as well, I'm sure, or why you were drawn to coaching. Can you tell us a little bit about your coaching experience and how you've used that to help dancers in this course?
Yes, sure. This topic I also love very much, and that is why I went into coaching. But before I go into the coaching topic, I also wanted to say that please, ladies who join this course, I'm so here for you and with you. So I will be very happy to hear from you in comments in the course or to my social media, wherever. So if you have any additional questions or just want to share with me for my feedback or just share with me your results or process, so I'm always here and will be happy to hear from you anytime. So please share, don't hesitate to write me and to read.
And Taisa, we also... And I'm so sorry, I thought you were finished, but something that I completely forgot about until just now is we also have 2 live Q&A sessions scheduled. So we have like a check-in halfway through and then a check-in at the end of the course. So you can get your questions answered. We can like, how's everything going? What are your ideas? And almost just have like a little bit of a working session on that.
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward for these Q&A sessions. And on top of that, I'm also absolutely for you, for your comments, questions, concerns, whatever. So I will be happy to help and to go with you this process. And about coaching, actually, when I first I got to know about coaching, like searching something to help me to organize myself. And actually, I asked my friend and she said, probably you don't, because I had to do a next round of my festivals that I was organizing in Kiev back then. And like, I found myself so hardly procrastinating on it and not getting to the work at all. And I was like, oh, I should do something because it doesn't work like this. And maybe I should go to psychotherapist. And she said, no, you probably should go to coach. And it worked so well. And so I loved it so much. So I studied, went to the course, certified for a coach. And now I'm like combining together this my level of expertise being an artistic person, and I know what it means to be artistic person with millions of ideas and plans and trying to jungle, you know, with lots of artistic stuff and plans and projects and whatever, and maybe some lack of system as well. And also I introduce my coaching experience, which helps people to make plans, to understand priorities, to get rid of something, some plans or whatever, which are not helping or just distracting. So, and I really love it, and structurize, introduce structure in even the most artistic ways, because sometimes artistic people say that, oh, it's such an artistic process, I can't make structure into it, and that is why they suffer because of chaos and mess. So not always you need to make a structure in it, but mostly it helps a lot. So I help people in arranging their artistic process, so they would really, you know, you need to get something, you need to start it, to fulfill it, and to finish it. It's like three main, no, we may say four, because you need to create it in your mind first, yes, then start, then do, and then finish. So, and it's very important, and different parts of the project, and different people may get stuck at different points. So mostly artistic people have no problems with ideas, but sometimes it happens as well. But then when idea is there, they can stop at the beginning, so they don't even start. Or they can get stuck in eternal process, so they do and do and do, and they can't push it further. Or they can almost finish it, but have this 5 to 3% of undone, so they can't finally show it to the world, you know. So, and I really help people to go through all this process, so they can keep going and make step by step and develop themselves. So, and I can say that when I passed coaching education, I understood that so much of it I already have, because when I got to coaching, I already was running my Surya dance group for 13 years. And it definitely, I definitely had it, I had it from above. I love it so much that probably I had it from above. So, and it works really very good. So, and now I work with a lot of artistic people to help them going in the processes. For some, I help mentorship for creating solo dances. For some, I help to create their group dances. And I really love people. Not, you know, I'm mentoring, so I'm not creating it instead of them, but I'm helping them to move on. And if they lose motivation, for instance, to understand why they lose it. Why? Because like you always somewhere has this problem, or like somebody may say that, oh, I'm just so lazy, I can't make myself do it. But there is no laziness. There is some obstacles that are keeping. It's fear, sometimes it's not knowing how to do something, sometimes it's lack of information, and you always can fulfill this gap, and your river will flow forward like widely and nicely. So this is for me what coaching is, and this course as well, because it gives the knowledge, you know, because very often the gap is knowledge. Sometimes you just don't know how to do something. So this course is 100% of information you need to start. It's like 1,000% of information, like you have it, and then you apply to what you do, and then you just develop it depending on what you're doing and your style.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for people to put this into use. And so one of the things I know we were talking about in one of our calls was like not just giving, and you mentioned it today, not just a matter of giving the information, but getting people to use the information. which is again, why it's the 6-week course. So we're releasing a new lesson each week so that you can continue on with a Q&A after week 3 and a Q&A at the end, so that we can also like check in and how are things going and like keeping you motivated and keeping you growing. And then, so now should I say the rest of it? And so all of this, we hope, inspires you to create something amazing. And last year in the spring in the Northern Hemisphere, I should clarify, here in spring, we had a huge online show, and I wanted a theme, and the theme was flourish, because it was this rebirth, this growth, this like blossoming and blooming, and people showed, like they brought it, like they came, we saw people like walking barefoot in the woods with the snow, and like out in temples in Japan, and like the flowers blooming on the cherry blossom trees, and I think Slovenia, like just, it was beautiful. And so people like, what is the term? They knew the assignment. They did it. They knew the assignment, right? And so this year, and I had this dream since we did Flourish, I wanted to present the opposite energy to see what people would do with that. So we just this past week announced our autumn, our next show, I should say, that is called Eximo. And we were looking for a term that meant release, like letting go, like that, just that feeling of like turning inward and seeing what it is, that contemplation of like, what is holding me back, or what is it that, how in the kind of the darker part of the year, you turn more inward and you start thinking about things that you need to release, and why are you holding on to that just that darker, almost like people, I think the term now is like shadow work, but I don't want to really get into that part, but just like that concept of turning inward and letting shit go, basically. And so I wanted to have that feeling. And so that's where we announced Eximo, and it's just embracing the darkness within. So we did a show about the light and the bright, and now we're doing a show about just embracing that darkness within. And then maybe that means that it's a release. Maybe it means that you bring it in and you love it and you grow it even more. So whatever that means to you, that's going to be the theme for our show that's coming up. And we'll have more information about that. But our whole hope is that you use this information and then put it to work to create the show. So that's another reason why we chose the 6 weeks, so that then you have this information, and then you can start thinking about ways that you want to implement it, and you have time to implement it before the performance is due to submit. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how people use this information, right? Because we had an amazing performances for Flourish. And now with this additional knowledge, like, how can it be even like more amazing if possible, right?
Yes. I also love it so much. I get shivers now when you were talking about all this plan. And I really also looking forward to it. And while you were talking, I got spontaneous idea that I want to offer a present from me for everybody who would accomplish this course, who would accomplish all 6 parts of my course, and who will do show, who will participate in the show. I will write a wide feedback for your performance. Wide feedback, yes.
That's amazing.
And just to be clear, some people are afraid of feedbacks because they never got a feedback from me. Because to my pity, a lot of people understand feedback like, oh, I don't like it, so they got used that they got feedback like this. So it's not a feedback, it's just somebody's mind, which is very unpolite, first of all, to put it this way. And it's very subjective. It doesn't give you any use. It just puts you down. So feedbacks, it's something that inspires you, first of all. And then it shows you what you can do even better. So, and it's also, I'm unveiling a little bit the fifth part of our course, and you will receive such kind of a feedback from me. It doesn't mean that I will say, oh, you're perfect, go home and enjoy. No, feedback should give you some zones where you can, what you can reach for, how you can evolve. So feedback shows this as well. At the same time, it gives you inspiration. So my present for all who will accomplish all 6 parts of the course and will make performance for a show will receive wide feedback from me for their performance.
That is amazing. Thank you so much. Well, I'm definitely participating. I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to it. And I have, so my students here are brand new because we just restarted classes. And I just started my first lesson, my first level 2 class this past week since the pandemic in person. And I already kind of mentioned to them. So I'm really excited because well, maybe like 1 or 2 have done dance in the past, have done this style in the past, but they're basically all beginners, and this may be their first performance. And so I'm really excited to see how we can use this theme with beginners that don't know all the vocabulary or all the formations. And then how can we, you know what I mean? Like it almost like gives us this beautiful opportunity to create based off of what we do have access to, or what knowledge we do have together. So
yes, definitely. So, and also this, like we were discussing with you a lot about these options of like creating dance. Yes, and it's like 3rd lesson where I talk about it very wide. Just give me a second. I got an incoming call. I'm just a second. I will answer my mother. I'm so excused. Diana, maybe you will fulfill a pause and say about course a little bit more.
Yes, I will. That's okay. So yeah, so Taisa is of course from Ukraine. She's in Turkey right now with her parents. They head back on Monday. So we're just let her do what she needs to do for just a moment. So if this wasn't obvious in the beginning, this course is included in your subscription. So all of this information that you're getting, all of this like everything in this course, the Q&As, the 6 lessons, it's all included in your subscription. If you're not a subscriber, you should be. However, you can purchase it separate, but I'm not playing around with this. Like we put the price even cheap. I mean, like this course is like priceless. Like this is years and years and years of Taisa's information and education and trial and error, right? You were like, how many times have I had to do it and try it, and then okay, that didn't work, now I'm trying something else. So she's saving you 11 years worth of trial and error in this six lesson course. So if you want to purchase it individually, it is available individually, and it's a pretty good price at $99, but it is included in your subscription. So we highly suggest that you take advantage of that as a subscriber. So for sure. So Taisa, what's your favorite section of this? Do you have a favorite section of this course?
The whole of it. My favorite section of the course is the whole course. I really love it so much because, you can't do without. So the first part says about the overall concept. So it's a review of a course as well, but it's like a basic. So maybe this one is more relaxed, but you should go through it just maybe more in a relaxed listening way. But then we go through concept, music, and costume. Then create dance itself. So approaches to create dance moves, formations, and overall dance design. Then we talk about preparation. Then we talk about dream team, and then we talk about general rehearsal, performing, celebrating, and what goes after this. So like, you can't take out any of this because it's like a solid system which is compiled of these elements, and I love all of them. I love music, I love costuming, I love creating dance, I love working with my team, I love gathering for performance, I love preparation, I love to work on what so we perform and what happens after all the social media work. I love it also because if you want to proceed, if you want to have more students coming to you to the regular classes, or you want to be more invited with a workshop, you need to show it to the world like you did this platform. So because it's not that easy task to be invited as a teacher to the workshop, and if you are keeping silence to the world and hoping that the world would discover you by himself, so it may happen, but like you probably can take some efforts to help the world to find you as well. So and I really love, and also like social media is a place for communicating, for exchanging, for like it's also a supportive community. And actually, when you were talking about the platform, FatChanceBellyDance University, so you mentioned everything, and I also thought that it's a huge community of supportive people, because if you want to evolve in any topic, yes, you need knowledge, you need a platform, you need this workshop, but you also need community. You need to somebody to revert to, like not just talking head, but also like in our case, we have this interview, we have Q&A sessions. I'm also absolutely available for a feedback and for discussing whatever. So you have this community and people you can reach to, not just a video lesson with a talking head. So which is also very, very important and valuable, but it's community. So it's somebody, like it's also a coaching, like sometimes there is a distorted understanding of coaching. So the coach is somebody who's pushing you forward no matter what, but it's absolutely not true. It's a person who like help you to discover what is keeping you back from what you want, and like very gently help people to evolve and to, you know, to raise and to open up and to blossom in what they want. Because sometimes impediments which not let do this can be very little. Sometimes these impediments can be pretty tiny, but person can't understand where it is. But when we find it together, this blossom can begin very, very fast and nicely and easily.
Like unlocks the whole rest of the.
Yes, it unfolds so easily. Like anyway, as I said, there are no magic pillows. You need to take it and you need to work on it. You need to go into it. But when you know the route, when you have like me as a teacher in this process, it makes so much more easy. So much more easy.
Oh, I'm so excited. So well, if we have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. Jetta says, thank you, amazing. And Edie says, at which day and time will it be scheduled? So the really cool thing is that the classes are pre-recorded, so you can take them anytime. The first one releases tomorrow. So the link is in the newsletter. Of course, you can find it on courses. You can find it courses at FcbdU. You can find it on our new release page, which is probably already there. And you can find it on social, like you can find it in a million places. We've really tried to make sure that all of our new releases are like accessible and that people remember where they can look. So you can, lesson 1 will be released tomorrow. Lesson 2 is next Sunday. Lesson 3 is the following Sunday, and so on and so forth. So every Sunday is when we release all of our new releases for that week. And then our Q&As are already scheduled, and they are, which we'll have this on our website as well. But I believe it's July 15. July 15 and August 12th, which we'll add those to our new to our live events page on our website, and they'll be at the same time that we started today. That way, I'm trying to kind of be consistent with our YouTube lives, just so people kind of know. So be sure that you're liking, you're following, you're subscribing to all of our social and our YouTube, so that you get a notification when we go live. And you know, you continue to get all of the information. To make sure that you're reading our newsletter, because we have all the information there as well. And of course, make sure that you're commenting in the course and say like, I just finished it, and just tell us something that you learned about the course within the course, or any questions that you have. So I love that we have this chat available in all of our courses, where you can ask questions and, you know, we respond, or even if it's just like, thank you so much, I love the course, I forward those to the instructors if they're not, just to make sure that they're seeing them. So just knowing what things that you love or questions that you have really helps us just know which ways to move forward. So yeah, we just like to hear from you and make sure that we're giving you all the things that you would like.
Yes,
I
yes.
hope that
And
answers.
about Q&A sessions, I wanted to double check. So the Q&A sessions, they will be live, so they are scheduled for a particular time. But do I understand it right that later you will also post the records of it? So for
Yes, so
those
they will
who
be
will miss
live.
it.
Yes, and the link will be, I think we said that the link will be within the course, so we won't do those on YouTube because we want people to be able to ask their questions, and we want to be able to give the answers to people that are actually taking the course or that have paid for the course, and not just put all of that live on YouTube. And then those will be, the recordings will be posted immediately in the course. So you'll have the opportunity to send in your questions beforehand in case you can't make it live, and then we will cover those and you can watch the recording later. So all of that information will be within the course as you go through it. So I'm just really, really excited for you guys to dive into this. Ross says, yes, the chat is very useful. I love the chat because people have asked really great questions, and then the teacher has responded, and then the people that are taking the class can see what those questions and answers were, and then they have the information right there from the instructor. So yeah.
And I wanted to just to double check that this my spontaneous idea about my present, it reverts both to people who are subscribers and who will buy the course separately as well. So as soon as you accomplish the whole course, whether you're a subscriber or you're just bought a single workshop and you made your video dance for the party, I will present you a feedback on your art.
Excellent. Yes. And we can get you all of that information, who's completed it. And I might even, I'll have to talk to Taisa, but I thought about doing like a little certificate of completion so that when you're finished, I love to do those little certificates in FcbdU because when you're done with the last lesson and you hit complete, you get like a fireworks thing.
Yes. Yeah,
Like,
that's great. I love it also so much because I do a lot of courses, and those ones who has this, congratulations, it's so nice.
Yes, I haven't put it on all of them because it's almost like, like an Easter egg where it's not on everyone, but every once in a while you see the celebration thing. So we'll have that on this one as well.
That's great.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for your time. I wanted to make sure that I offered a little space for anything else that you wanted to talk about. I know that you were doing some charity work for Ukraine efforts. And so I just definitely wanted to open up the space for anything else that you would want to discuss or bring awareness to, and anything else that you want to share.
Yes, thank you so much for coming to this topic as well. And thank you so much for participating in a charity for Ukraine marathon that we did more than a year ago, was the first one. Continued charity rounds. So during this time, I raised more than $6,000, and I mostly donated them to soldiers, mostly because it's a power which keeps us alive, and on which we rely to get our independence and our peace back. And also I donate to people and animals and children who suffered because of war. And so if you have a will, because I donate to very small volunteer organizations or directly to people who need something, because a lot of dancers' husbands went to the war, so they soldiers now, so they have very particular needs. And so if you want to help and donate, you can contact me on this issue. And about bringing awareness, what I can say, so the war is not over. The Ukraine is bombed every day. Tonight was a heavy bombing, like all over Ukraine, like 40 missiles were hit. And recently Russians blowed the dam of Kakhovka water storage, which was a huge artificial sea. It was not salty, but it was like a sea, so you couldn't see the other bank. So, and they blowed the dam, and all this water, it flooded a huge area of Kherson region. So people suffered, animals suffered, and all this area of this artificial water storage, now it's absolutely empty. It is a desert, and this water, it was used to give water to the fields lower by the stream, and the most likely all the territories will become desert as well. So the damage is just, it just doesn't come to mind. And also this water was used to cool down the engines of the Zaporozhye power plant, nuclear power plant. And this one is the biggest in Europe. And now there is a problem with this nuclear power plant. So what they do is really very dangerous, and it should be stopped, and Russia should lose this war, definitely. Not just because I want Ukraine to win, I definitely want Ukraine to win, but Russia should lose, because what they did, it's just absolutely inappropriate in normal societies that some country could behave this way. So it's to put all what's going on shortly. So please be aware of this, and please support Ukraine with at least being aware about what's going on, or you can donate to me, to other. I can say that try to donate to some people that you know, not definitely not obligatory for me, but because, for instance, like Red Cross, they use such a little percentage to really help people. They became such a big machines that they use a lot of this donation just to support themselves. So they are like running their own business most. And some very big organizations, they became like these monsters, which are having money just to run their processes.
Right. By the time they pay all the expenses, there's nothing left.
Yeah, so it's better to give your money to somebody you know. And also what I want to say about donations, that please take part in it. I'm not talking only about Ukraine. There are it's not that I don't see what's happening in the world, you know. So there are so many problems in the world, and sometimes when I'm opening the news, it feels like apocalypse is coming. So me making these fundraisers, I understand that each like $5 they really matters. So because when there are people who are on a constant basis, when there are a lot of people who give $3, $5, $10, definitely there are people who can afford to give more. But just take part in it, just make this process go, because even drop by drop we can do a big things. Yes. And it matters. It matters. All your help matters. That's definitely. So this is what I wanted to say. Thank you for asking.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. And we'll continue to share all of the charity work that you're doing. And I know we don't share all of the charity stuff that we do here at FcbdU, but we definitely send money to a lot of dancers, a lot of studios, different things in different ways. So if anybody that's watching, if you're somebody that is in need, if you're in Ukraine and you know of other events that are happening that you would like some donations towards, you can always contact us. We're here to support all of our dancers, no matter where they are or what the need is. We always will do what we can to support that. So
thank you for that. And what I wanted to add also, about donating and all the charity work, when I just started to, because to tell the truth, I was not participating in any, and not organizing at all, and not mostly participating in any charities. And I started doing because when war started, because of war, and it shifted my mind so much. And I also, when I started to post that I donated there, I donated that, but I had to do it because it was not my money. So I made a fundraiser. So I got money from other people, other dancers. And so then I donated them to people who really needed this money. So I had to report on how I what I did with this money. That's why I mostly started to post it. But, you know, I got such a powerful feedback from my subscribers that thank you for sharing it. It's so inspiring that you are doing it. I also started to do this. And at the same time, I got responses like, oh, the good things need to be quiet. You shouldn't like show up yourself that it's kind of like you want to show that you are such a good person, that you do all this work. And, you know, it was such big setup change in my mind. So, you know, I think that we should share that we are making a charity work, because it should become a norm of any society, because like it's strange that it's a basic norm now to share what I ate for the breakfast, but not to share that I donated for people who suffered because of the flooding, you know. So to me it sounds strange. It's like some distortion in people's mind, you know, because like there are a lot of setups, so it should become a norm that I donated. Okay, for instance, a lot of people actually, I know it's interesting, I should check all donations and understand which sum is the most how to say, do you understand what I want to say? So which particular sum was the most often donated, whether it was $5 or $10, but the most often sum is not very big. It's like, I think around $10. So, and it really, like, I came up by the end with 6,050, $6,500, something around this. I need to check because I recently made a new raffle. So it really drop by drop, it makes sense. So, okay, I donated maybe $5, but I did it. So, and I think it's an introduction to people's minds that it is something that should be done on a constant basis.
Yeah.
And
I love the way that you put that. I mean, that I never thought about it that way, right? It's like, I'll share, you know, a selfie of like, look what I'm doing today. But then I also keep other things, you know, to myself, because I don't want people to go, well, oh, what do you think, you're better than somebody else? You know, when it's really, it should be,
it's
like the opposite.
It's very important moment how one person shows it. If person shows us that I donated today, but you didn't do it, so definitely consider who is the better person, you know. So,
right.
But probably people who do this in this phase, they probably do all the other things they do in the same way. So probably they would use any case to show that they are better than other people, you know. But if just they are saying that, oh, I donated here, so you can join, or like this, like pets shelter is suffering right now, so I donated there, I supported them, so you can also welcome to join. Or I actually spread all donations I received, like in fundraising, to different points. So I donated to soldiers, to mothers with children, to pets, to wounded people. So actually whatever topic I could reach, I donated there, not just to donate, but for this as well, but also to show other people diversity of the ways they can help, you know, because somebody like feels more compassion to people, somebody can have more compassion to animals, or like particular to dogs or cats. So do whatever you can. So if you see what you can do, just do this.
Yes.
So this is the point.
Support things that you believe in and share the fact that you've supported it.
Yes, yeah. So if to talk about community, so now I see community of people around me who are doing this charity work, and this is also like very, very supportive community. So if you're searching for community, yes. Thank you for this topic. And I think like to wrap it, we can come back to the course topic.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So Lisa,
join our course. Yes. So it's made with a huge love. So I put together like, and I put it in a system. And so please believe me, when I speak about system, it's really very important, because I made like pretty a lot of stagings, and they already knew all I did. And still, while making this course, I review it, I reconsider it, I put it in a very, very particular order. And I tell you that it's a work until you do it, or you have it as a given. Still, until you have it, you can't do it only in your mind. Do you know what I mean? So you have it, but actually you're not. Because like to make all this structured just inside your head is not possible. We need to put it out and put it down and like to rearrange it, and only then we have this system, you know?
Exactly.
So, and either you do this work for yourself, and it really takes time.
Yes.
Or please join the course and you will have all the system as a course from me. So this is really the reason to join.
Yes. And thank you for that. I'm so excited for everybody to take this course. I know I keep saying that, but we've been talking about it for months, and then we've been organizing like her trips and everything that's going on over there. And so making it work. And I feel like Taisa's course, and I mean, I must say our platform here at FcbdU is a pure example of community. Like, I know that we're all spread out, but we're coming together, we're sharing our knowledge, we're inspiring each other, we're motivating each other. The instructors that I've brought on, you know, I don't tell them what I want them to teach. I ask them, what do you want to share with the community? What do you want people to know? Like, what are you passionate about? What are you excited about? And they might go, really, you know, like, really, you want me to, I get to choose? It's like, yes, you get to choose, because that's exactly where you're going to get the excitement from. You know, it's like the fact that Taisa is so excited and has put so much love into not just this course, but all the topics around this course for years and years and years, and then bringing it to the community to share it's just absolutely huge. So thank you for being a part of this dream team and this beautiful platform. And thank you all so much, because without our community, we wouldn't be here. It would just be this dream that I put together and all of this stuff that's out there, and then just like, okay, well, here it is, bye. So the fact that we have our subscribers means that we can continue to hire these amazing instructors to share their passion with us, and have it out there for all of the dancers in our community to continue to be there and to be inspired. And we want you to actually use the information that we're providing, which is why we have our Instagram challenges. It's why we're having our Q&A sessions with this course. It's why we're having our show in October, which we'll talk more about in the coming weeks. So thank you all so much for joining. Taisa, thank you so much. I will contact you later on today or tomorrow, and your course first part releases tomorrow. So that'll be all over our social channels this week. I'm really, really looking forward to hearing how everybody loves it so far. And yes, if you have any questions at all, if it's about the course, feel free to make a comment in the course, or you can always email us at hello@fcbdu.com. My name is Deanna. I'm the owner and the director here. Taisa is our newest instructor here at FcbdU. She's number 22, number 22. And so we're so excited to continue to grow and introduce you to more and more instructors that are passionate about what they're doing. So cool. With that,
I feel so happy and honored to join this dream team. Yeah. I'm very, very passionate about this. I have no words. I'm just so fulfilled with emotions and joy about this.
So much love, so much love.
Yes, true.
Okay, much love to you. Much love to everybody that's out there that's watching. Thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you online and in person.
Online, in comments, in lessons, in private messages. So see you guys.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.